Choice Specs Fire Eruption Groudon was able to dominate one of the global challenges and qualify a player for the Japan Nationals qualifier in Scarlet and Violet. We're going to be trying out the team and seeing how well it can perform. This Sun team differentiates with a special Groudon to tear through teams. Let's break it down. First, we have the Choice Specs Groudon, and we're so used to on this channel, if you are a longtime viewer, of seeing Kyogre click Water Spout, and usually that is the way to go. With Groudon, usually it'd be physical offensive with Precipice Blades, able to do a ton of damage with its ground type coverage. However, Groudon does have access to Eruption, a very powerful fire type move. However, Groudon doesn't get access to its primal form or the fire typing without that primal form, but in comes Terra, which allows the Groudon to now get the fire typing once again. Even though it doesn't get a huge boosted special attack like its primal form, it's still able to hit pretty hard. It's only got 100 base special attack. However, with a Terra Fire and the Eruption paired with that Choice Specs, it's still able to blow through a lot of Pokemon in the format. And since the global challenge, a closed team sheet environment, it is able to thrive. We have the Choice Specs Groudon as the wall breaker with the Drought to set up the Sun, the Terra Fire to boost up its fire type moves, and Eruption, Overheat, and Heat Wave for its fire type attacks, and finally Earth Power as the special ground type coverage. Simple EV spread of just max special attack and max speed with a modest nature, because you really need as much points into your special attack as possible to dish out as much damage with that Eruption that really needs all the help it can get, alongside speed in order to outspeed Pokemon, especially under the Tailwind or the Icy Wind or Trick Room support you have on this team. Next Pokemon we have is the Jumpluff with the Focus Sash and the Chlorophyll with the Terra Dark option to play around the Encores, the Prankster Taunts, and more. With the Tailwind support, Rage Powder, Sleep Powder, and Encore. Full on support Jumpluff. We're so used to seeing Covert Cloak on Jumpluff that some players just refuse to fake it out anymore, fearing that Covert Cloak, and instead running a Focus Sash to take advantage of that and able to really provide support, utilizing the Tailwind to support the Groudon and help it outspeed Pokemon, because Groudon's speed tier isn't exactly amazing. So having that Tailwind that's really fast based off of 110 alongside Chlorophyll pretty much allows you to get the Tailwind up even against an opposing Prankster Tailwind. We have the Rage Powder to help redirect attacks from Groudon. The Focus Sash allows it to take an extra hit if necessary. The Sleep Powder, of course, really threatening with the Chlorophyll, and the ability to just shut down Pokemon with that fast sleep is absolutely absurd. And then Encore, which punishes any passive playing. For the EV spread, it might be a bit strange. This is a Focus Sash set, so you might be thinking it's just going to be max HP and max speed, but this one's actually running a bit of a different spread. Max HP, of course, so Jumpluff can still take attacks. The Focus Sash is just a necessary backup in case of really strong hits in the format. You have the defense option with 172, just increase the maximum amount of defense points for multi-hit moves like Scale Shot and more. And then the 84 speed with a Timid Nature. This allows it, after the Chlorophyll, allows it to outspeed a lot of common threats, especially the booster speed Flutter Mane and quite a few Pokemon, even if they have their own Tailwind advantage. Next Pokemon we have is the Heartflame Ogerpon with the Heartflame Mask, the Mold Breaker, Terra Fire, a very strong offensive hitter, but a great support Pokemon as well. With the fire from the Sun, boosting up its fire type attacks, it's able to dish out quite a bit with that Ivy Cudgel, especially after fear that +1 from its Terra. And it's able to do quite a bit that Wood Hammer to help out against water types that are able to resist the fire type attacks, and the Follow Me to again help support the Groudon and allow it to do what it wants to do, click the Choice Specs Eruption and keep itself healthy. The Spiky Shield to preserve itself with the EV spread. A very defensive Ogerpon, but this Ogerpon again is supposed to be supported for the Groudon, able to take Surging Strikes. Even if you're playing like a Rain Dance team, you do want to be able to take those attacks pretty well. So this Ogerpon is designed to have a lot of physical defense with a max HP set and 188 defense, just to be able to take all the physical hits well. The 12 attack, because you don't really need it, it's more of a support Pokemon, and you do have the Sun that is powering up the fire type moves on this team, so the Ivy Cudgel can still do a ton of damage. Just 4 in Spadef as the remaining, and then 52 speed, so you do have some speed to outspeed the really defensive Ogerpons that we've been seeing in the format recently. Next Pokemon we have is the Dark Urshifu with the Dread Plate, increases dark type attacks alongside Unseen Fist and Terra Dark for its Terra typing, with Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, and Detect. Normally we would probably see Focus Sash on Urshifu, but since we do have Focus Sash on the Jumpluff, we still want a way to power through, and still having Detect is very nice on Urshifu to scout out for any specific Terras. So you do have that Dread Plate, which does help power up its Wicked Blow and Sucker Punches, which can make a big difference with that Terra Dark option for getting some very specific KOs but also being able to blow through things even without it. It's still a really hard hitter, able to hit really strongly into like even Terra Fairy Flutter Mane. It will do a ton of damage with that Wicked Blow. It's absolutely absurd. Otherwise, the EV spread is very simple. You have as much attack as possible with inanimate nature, max speed, and then 4 in physical defense. Overall, it's just supposed to be an Urshifu. You're supposed to blow through teams with that Wicked Blow, the Terra Dark, and the Dread Plate. An incredibly offensive pairing, especially if they are weak to that Wicked Blow. Next Pokemon we have is the Booster Energy Speed Flutter Mane with the Photosynthesis and the Terra Water as the defensive type, again to help out against like Torn Ursh, especially the Rain Dance Torns, being able to take the Water Surging Strikes from the Urshifu. So having Terra Water as a defensive typing, especially as well as Pokemon that are able to fire off strong fire type attacks in the sun into Flutter Mane, having that water as a defensive typing to help cover it is very nice. You have a full support one here with a Moonblast option for just a strong fairy hit. You have taunts to help support against support Pokemon, being able to shut down a Moongus, Trick Room, and more. You have Icy Wind for speed control to help out with the Groudon or Urshifu and more. And then Trick Room, if you are facing a Tailwind team, you could go for the Trick Room with the Flutter Mane, and you'll be able to reverse the speeds in order to take advantage of it. And it does help out against hard Trick Room and a few other matchups where Trick Room can be very necessary if the Groudon can outspeed with Icy Wind and Tailwind support. Overall, you have a very bulky Flutter Mane. It's near max physical defense in order to be able to take really strong hits from the physical side, especially the Urshifu Surging Strikes. Again, if there's rain, Wicked Blows, and different type of physical attacks as well. And not really too much speed, but it's really, again, this Flutter Mane is supposed to be supportive. It does have enough speed to outspeed Pokemon like Mienshao, even if it doesn't have the speed booster. But even then, it's able to outspeed quite a bit after that booster energy. Or the sun, you have the booster energy in case of a backup, in case they do have a weather change. It can be important in a few scenarios. And then again, this is a supportive Flutter Mane, so you don't really need much special offensive because you're just using Moonblast and Icy Wind for a chip. But more importantly, getting that speed control support for the rest of your team. Last Pokemon we have is the Assault Vest Raging Bolt with the Photosynthesis and the Terra Water. It's going to be a special attack booster Raging Bolt, and it's able to do quite a bit with its electric coverage with Volt Switch, Thunderclap, and Electroweb, and able to do a ton of damage with that special attack Photosynthesis from the sun. Able to do quite a bit, and you want this coverage on the Raging Bolt because you want Volt Switch to pivot in case you want to get a free switch in to your Groudon. For instance, you do have a slower Raging Bolt, even though it's a Tailwind team. That's just so the Raging Bolt, since it's built pretty bulky, can take the attacks, Volt Switch out hopefully safely into your Groudon, and able to do a ton of damage as well as for positioning. It's really nice into like the Torn Ursh teams, especially Rain Dance Torn, which is one of the biggest threats to this team in general. So you want to have as many answers to it as possible. Electroweb for speed control, again, to help out the Groudon and the Urshifu, be able to do a ton of damage. Thunderclap for the priority, and Draco Meteor as a strong hitter. Otherwise, the EV spread, it will do a lot with the bulk that it does have 196 HP, 132 defense. It's able to take the physical hits pretty well, alongside 100 special attack, which gives it a jump stat point. And then the remaining just going to special defense. And again, you're not really running too much speed on Raging Bolt. It does require a lot of investment. You really want that safe pivot with the Volt Switch into the Groudon. So you don't want to be fast, like set up Tailwind and then Volt Switch, and then your Groudon takes a lot of damage because of it. So you don't want the Raging Bolt to be too fast on this team. Overall, the main game plan with this team is just setting up for Groudon to do a ton of damage. You have multiple ways to do that with Jumpluff, Tailwind, and Rage Power support to follow me from Ogerpon, and the Flutter Mane with that Icy Wind and Tricker mode. Raging Bolt's nice as a lead because it's able to set up the Groudon with the safe Volt Switch to get into its safer. And you do have the Electroweb for more speed advantage, alongside the Dark Urshifu that can blow through teams that are trying to protect stall the Trick Room turns, as well as the Tailwind turns. Jumpluff is just able to shut down quite a bit with the Sleep Powder that the opponents do have to respect. And again, a lot of this team is just blowing through teams with the Groudon. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. All right, we have Galarian Weezing, Mousehole, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Calyx Shadow Rider, and the Iron Hands. Not my favorite build ever, but I don't think it's that bad of a matchup, I suppose. We do have some decent tools, like our Jumpluff, that's Focus Sash. We are able to take a hit. We have a Dark Urshifu on this team, which is really good against them. Yeah, I'm just gonna lead that combination, and then in the back, I'm just gonna bring the Groudon and the Raging Bolt or Ogerpon back. Probably just Raging Bolt, realistically. Yeah. Okay, feeling pretty good about this spot. I think the only lead that might concern me is a mouse hold lead with Calyx specifically. But otherwise, if it's Weezing Calyx, I'm in a really good spot. And I feel like they would probably lead that. Like, I think it's a pretty safe lead. Okay. Nope. I didn't think I'm planning on tearing any of my Pokemon in this matchup. That's necessary. The Terra Dark on the Jumpluff doesn't help too much. Are they going to tear the Calyx? I really just want to raw Sucker Punch it. Mousehold outspeeds Jumpluff, right? But barely. It might be just a Tailwind close combat angle into the Mousehold. You know what? I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. We're going to see a Terra. This should always be the Calyx because I think the Calyx is attacking. The question is I have no idea what the Mousehold is doing. They do Terra the Calyx. It is going to be into Terra Ghost. All right, interesting, because I do have Focus Sash and I don't really care about Astral Barrage, so that's fine. Wait, they follow me. This is amazing for me. They probably think I'm Covert Cloak on the Jumpluff. Yeah, they just Astral Barrage. There's no way this knocks out Urshifu, and I have a Focus Sash on the Jumpluff. Oh, that's Choice Specs. That's Choice Specs. That's Choice Specs as heck. Okay. I get the Tailwind off, and I get a close combat into Mousehold, which is probably Rocky Helmet and taking the knockout, but that's fine. All right, Mousehold goes down. Take my defense trust, but Urshifu is probably going down to Rocky Helmet. Yep. They're usually Rocky Helmet if they support Mousehold, so that makes sense. All right, I don't think that's a terrible trade. The fact that I'm Sash Jumpluff actually helps here because now I can just go out into my Groudon and click Terra Fire Eruption. I guess if they have done Dozo, this is interesting, but the fact is, like, I still have a lot of offensive pressure. Because I have Sleep Powder threat, too. So if they have done Dozo in the back, I'm thinking no Weezing, then I just click Terra Fire Eruption, Sleep Powder. And if it's Weezing, that's fine, because I just Sleep Powder to Calyx, and I go for a Eruption. Yeah, no, this is fine. So let's go for Terra Fire Eruption plus Sleep Powder into the Calyx. Calyx is just always threatened by the Sleep Powder and the Eruption. So whatever comes in is just gain. What was their last Pokemon? We know there was a Mousehold. We know Dondozo Tots is very unlikely to be the back Pokemon. So what was the last? I should have checked. They say in, so they might be gambling on me just missing my Sleep Powder here, which, you know what? Very fair. Very fair. I need to hit the one Sleep Powder. I could have went for Terrifire or Overheat, but I don't even know if that knocks out Calyx just because the base no Sun Up and base 100 special attack. Nice, we hit the Sleep Powder. Okay, that should be a guaranteed win here. Very nice. Here comes Eruption. Yeah, good damage. That puts it in Thunderclap range as well. That is a Citrus Berry on the Weezing, which is interesting. Sleep with the Calyx. What's the Weezing doing? Dazzling Gleam? E-Spike. Okay. Yeah, I think they just lose here, guaranteed. I don't see how they respond here. Oh, I guess it's Iron Hands and back, right? I just Sleep Powder to Calyx, and I always go for Eruption anyway into that slot. If they protect Weezing, that's fine, because it's like I can Encore threaten the next turn. And if it's Iron Hands and back, like I just don't think I'm threatened here at all. I just keep clicking Eruption. Yeah, because there's just no way they can tank through this, the firepower of Eruption with Terrifying Choice Specs at this point. I mean, if it's Iron Hands in the back, this is still a better spot for them if they than having Undoze. If I had Precipice Blades, because the Precipice Blades would just be threatening way more damage, so I guess I'd have more chances of missing, so that might have been their out. This is Iron Hands most likely. Yeah. already Terrace. I'm not really concerned. I'm just gonna go for Encore into the Wheezing. I'm just gonna go for Eruption, because I either KO the Wheezing with the Eruption, or I get the Encore off into the Wheezing because they go for Fake Out. And if they don't Fake Out at all, I just Encore lock that Wheezing, and now I get the Eruption off, and we're in a really good spot. So we do get the Eruption off. I'm surprised they didn't attempt a double protect if they were attempting this play, but Eruption gonna come out. Does so much to the Wheezing that picks up the 2-shot even through the Citrus Berry. Iron Hands is going to get 1 attack off, maybe a low kick into my Groudon, but that's fine at this point. Drain Punch is okay. Like, it doesn't do that much to Groudon, and even though I'm weakened, I'm still going to stay in and just fire off really powerful eruptions. Even if her power takes a knockout, like I'd rather just Sleep Powder realistically and go for Eruption, because they just take way too much damage in general, and the odds are just so much in my favor at this point. Like, I just can't really see them taking a win. Even if they dodged that Sleep Powder and I missed Eruption, I still had Raging Bolt, which as long as it hits 1 Draco Meteor, I'm like guaranteed to win here. As you can see, the Eruption is just doing too much. Like, I might have just had to go for a Volt Switch at that point and won, unless they crit Drain Punch, but I don't think crit Drain Punch knocks out. Maybe a low kick, but yeah, now I guess I just do whatever. Tailwind Eruption, I guess. It doesn't matter. And Bow gonna be forfeit. So really nice. I think the only thing that could have been scary was if they had Feint on the mouse hold and went for it into Jump Up turn 1 with Astral Barrage, or they went for a what's it called, a Population Bomb Wildland set. But if it's Follow Me and Rocky Helmet, there's not the Population Bomb set, and they probably were fearing if I just Sleep Powder switch into Groudon, which is a valid play, because if I read that Feint option, if they have it, I could go for that play. So it makes sense that they just went for a safe Follow Me Astral Barrage, but with that Tailwind up, it just made so much of a difference. All right, we have Lunala, Landorus Incarnate, the female entity, Ogerpon, Heartflame, Urshifu, and Roy Moon. This is the team that won the Vancouver Regional Championship. And what do I want to go against this team? I'm trying to think about. All right, Lunala doesn't have Wide Guard, which is really good. They're actually pretty slow with a lot of their team. The only problem is they're going to do a ton of damage with Expanding Force. So I'm thinking of like Groudon Urshifu lead, because Groudon Urshifu lead is pretty strong into their team. Yeah, I like Groudon Urshifu a lot. The only problem is I'm not Sash Urshifu. I'm Sash Jumpluff. I could also lead like the Jumpluff plus the Urshifu, which isn't terrible if I go for Sleep Power. I don't remember what the entity set was. So what am I thinking? I could also go Flutter, but I just get followed me by the entity, which I don't think is that good. I don't have Snarl on the Raging Bolt. I do have electric moves, but it's all right. This is going to be a little bit tricky. I think my best play is just to lead Groudon immediately. Groudon Dark Urshifu seems pretty decent. And then in the back, I think I'm going to bring the Raging Bolt. And do I go Flutter or do I go Jumpluff? I think I go Jumpluff. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jumpluff. This might not be the right call. I might have needed a mod that could protect across the board, because I only am bringing Urshifu that can protect, which isn't the most ideal. However, it does wall the Lunala, which is the one positive that I have here. The idea here is to threaten the Terra on the Lunala immediately, so Raging Bolt can come in and threaten a ton with the Thunderclap, and the Wicked Blow threatens the Terra immediately. Ogerpon, Roaring Moon, what? That is not what I expected. Okay. That is not what I expected. All right. I wish I let Jumpluff. If I let Jumpluff, this was probably just a safe Tailwind Eruption, and I would have been in a great spot. So Roaring Moon has a Photosynthesis. Groudon's threatened by attacks here. Is it my best play to double switch here? Probably is, right? To go out into probably Jumpluff on the grass type attack that could be coming out, and go the Raging Bolt for the next. Okay, if they're not going to Entity Lunala lead, I think this is completely fine. I was expecting Entity Lunala because I didn't exactly have the best ways of dealing with it if they Terra Watered, but this actually works out. I get the Photosynthesis, which will be the special attack booster. The Roaring Moon has a weakened acrobatics, mainly because of the fact that I didn't consume the booster energy because Sun is up, which is nice. And Raging Bolt's in a really good spot offensively. We're going to see the Terra come out for my opponent, which could be Ogerpon, I suppose. I'm kind of surprised we see the Terra. Roaring Moon Terra's in a flying way. That's really good because now my Raging Bolt can just click an electric move like Electro Web right off the bat. So you're going for acrobatics into Urshifu, right? There's no way you target my Groudon with this attack. Yeah. That did pitiful damage. Don't forget that they also have... Oh, wait. They Ivy cudgeled my Jumpluff. Okay. Okay. Not as good, but it's still fine, I guess. Yeah, no, this is still fine because I can go for Tailwind here with my Jumpluff, and I can go for either Electro Up or a Volt Switch. Volt Switch actually doesn't seem bad to me, even if I don't think Volt Switch is that bad because they already lost their Terra, which is massive. I do want to Volt, or do I want to Electro Web? Electro Web is actually no. I'm gonna Electro Web. I'm going to Electro Web for the damage. They go for Follow Me to avoid a Sleep Powder or Encore situation, which makes sense. If they Tailwind here, I'm in a fantastic spot because of the Electro Web, because I can go for Encore plus Electro Web again, and they don't really have the best responses. They go for Knockoff into my Raging Bolt to get rid of my Assault Vest, sure. I don't think I'm KOing Roaring Moon, but this is still good damage. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-shot, and I can Encore to Ogerpon into Follow Me, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, I actually like the spot. Because now I should outspeed the Roaring Moon after the Electro Web. I can now go for an Encore into the Ogerpon. Or I could hard switch if I really, really want to. Hard switching is actually very tempting. I think I will hard switch, actually. I'll go into Urshifu. And I'm going to Electro Web, I think. Because even if they, let's say, attack the Jumpluff with the Ogerpon, this Ogerpon isn't exactly incredibly offensive, so Urshifu should be able to survive and threaten Wicked Blow afterward. Or I see the Roaring Moon retreat, which is actually really nice, because whatever's coming is just taking Electro Web damage. If it's Entity, that's threatened by the Wicked Blow, so I don't think that's too bad. I still have Jumpluff alive. They should be follow meing here, I'd assume. Oh, they don't follow me. Okay, they went on the aggressive, which is okay here. I still get good damage into Entity. Next turn, I might be threatening the KO into the Ogerpon with Wicked Blow into a Draco Meteor. They go for Woodhammer 2 to cover for the Groudon switch, which is really good because they take the recoil. Now I'm pretty sure, because it's not Psychic Seed on the Entity, I'm pretty sure I can KO with Draco Meteor unless they go for a hard Terra read with their Entity. I think I will just risk the... Oh, wait, they can't Terra either. They Terra'd the Roaring Moon. So, yeah, I just get a free Wicked Blow guaranteed into the Ogerpon. Should knock it out after that recoil because we had the Dread Plate. Then Draco Meteor comes out into the Entity, picks up the knockout, and we're in a really good spot afterwards. So, I think this is really good. I think this is really good. We're going to see the Follow Me come out from the Ogerpon. Wicked Blow should KO because we had the Dread Plate. If we were Focus Sash, I think the Ogerpon could survive, but I know the Ogerpon has Jolly instead of the Impish nature on this team. So we are able to knock out the Ogerpon, and with the Photosynthesis Draco Meteor, we should be able to KO the Entity. We do connect. Okay, very good. We do KO the Entity here, and that's down 2 Mons, and that's really solid for me because, again, they already used their Terra with their the Roaring Moon. They already used their Terra, which is really important. And now I could probably just Wicked Blow the Roaring Moon afterward. As Lunala going to come in with the Urshifu or with the Roaring Moon, but I just don't think they can actually knock out Dark Urshifu. So I should just be able to go for a Wicked Blow into the Roaring Moon. And I guess I'll Thunderclap the Roaring Moon just to be safe. They would pick up the knock. Let me think about this real quick. They would pick up the knockout into Urshifu with Meteor Beam at worst case. Sun is up. No, I think I'm still fine. I still think I'm fine. Yeah. Because they have to Moon. I think they have to Meteor Beam. I don't think Moon Guy's being KOs to Urshifu at this range. So I can Wicked Blow the Roaring Moon. And I can Thunderclap the Roaring Moon as well. If they Tailwind, that's fine. It doesn't really change anything because I don't really need Raging Bolt for the remainder of the end game. Wicked Blow going to come out into the Roaring Moon, pick up the knockout, and now it's Lunala versus the World. I guess if they go for Trick Room, but even if they go for Trick Room, it's like they still have only single target attacks that could affect the Urshifu unless they change it to like a fairy type move. But they go for expanding force, so the game is 100% locked at this point, because now I can go out into my jump bluff, I can click Encore into the Lunala, and I could go for Wicked Blow, and then they just can't touch Urshifu. So yep, I won't even need the Groudon. Won't even need the Groudon. So we'll bring up the jump up, we'll click Encore into the Lunala. We know that they can't Terra. I'm just gonna go for the, I guess we'll find out. Let's go for Terra Dark Wicked Blow to see if it kills Lunala. I don't think it does. And we Encore the Lunala. They never got tailed up with the Roy Moon. That's kind of the thing. They went for the Terra Flying immediately because they were hoping they could get the knock on Urshifu. I don't even think the Terra Flying Acrobatics KOs the Urshifu just because it's not even double base power. Like regular Acrobatics doesn't even KO at full power. So with only half power because of the photosynthesis, it just made the Roy Moon so weird in this, which is why I was surprised to see the Roy Moon. But it worked out for me. We Encore the Lunala into Expanding Force as we just go for the Terra Dark Wicked Blow. We outspeed the Lunala. If this doesn't KO, we 2-shot guaranteed. We just KO the Lunala in 1 shot. So I guess technically a better play would have been just to go for Terra Dark Wicked Blow in the Lunala and then Thunderclap the Roy Moon earlier. But like at that point, like I still think I had the game secured pretty much, unless I guess they went for Moongeist being crit. But even if they did that, like I still think I'm in a very good position because my Groudon is just faster than the Lunala, and so is like Raging Bolt. Could go for Electroweb. I guess it could have been weird if I missed attacks, but I think I was still in a really good spot at the end of the day. Zacian, Tornadus Incarnate, Raging Bolt, Urshifu, Landorus Incarnate, and Xianpao. Ooh, I like the looks of this team. It's very offensive. Actually, wait, this is very similar to what I used in one of the global challenges. I just didn't have a Xianpao. I didn't Incineroar. Okay, how do I want to approach this matchup? So the problem with Groudon is this definitely, I think, Rain Dance Torn on this team. And Rain Dance Torn is just very weird to deal with. I think my best lead here is either, I think it's Flutter Mane. I think it's, I don't want to leave Flutter Mane Raging Bolt though. Because if I leave Flutter Mane Raging Bolt, they just lead Zacian. It's really bad. Because I think this Raging Bolt lead is very scripted. I can lead Ogerpon Flutter Mane, but that doesn't do enough. I do want redirection. I think I'm going to lead Jump Bluff plus Raging Bolt, and then in the back, I'm going to have the Flutter Mane and the Groudon remaining. My goal is to give it a Torn instead of Trick Room, I think, because I can't do conventional Tailwind methods against this team because they just have faster Pokemon than I do. So unless I go for the Icy Wind plan, I guess I could do Icy Wind Eruption strats, which I guess is not awful. I could do that, but it really depends on how fast the Zacian is, because if the Zacian is faster than my Groudon after an Icy Wind, that's really bad. So I guess that's something I could consider. I think like my main game plan is to probably get Trick Room up for Groudon because I think that's easier to set up, but we'll see. It really depends because I'm expecting like Tornadus plus like a Landorus lead. Yep, exactly. That's why I led Jump Bluff instead of having redirection of Ogerpon, because I wanted to ground me because I can threaten Sleep Powder at least. So I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch. I should live 1 Earth Power easily, and I'm going to force a taunt from the Tornadus, hopefully. Like if they taunt my Jump Bluff, that's so be it. That's fine. If I can KO the Torn with Volt Switch, that's amazing for me, I think. So they go for Tailwind, and they actually decide, hey, I'm going to stay in and just fire off a Sludge Bomb. That's super ideal. If I get the Sleep Powder plus the Volt Switch off, that's amazing. Oh, that's so good. Okay, they gave me the Sleep Powder and the Landers. Exactly. And I get the free Volt Switch off. I don't have to worry about the Earth Power. Fantastic. So here comes a Volt Switch into the Torn. All right, we can go Flutter Mane, or we can go... I think I always just go Flutter. The question is, am I Trick Rooming or am I going for Icy Wind here? Icy Wind KOs the Torn, which I can go for. But the thing is, if I give Torn a free switch, that's not super ideal. The problem is if the Torn is still around, that's not ideal. I think my best play is just to Moonblast the Landers for... Okay, no, I think I know what I need to do. I think I gotta switch out to Jumpluff because this could be Bleak Wind Storm. I go out into my Raging Bolt. I Moonblast the Lando. And then I go for Icy Wind Volt Switch, or I go for Trick Room Thunderclap / Volt Switch. Because I'm trying to debate about, okay, how am I taking the best advantages of these turns? I know that the Landers is guaranteed to stay asleep this turn, which is fantastic for me. The Torn is probably clicking Bleak Wind here, unless they want to go for Taunt, which is fair. Raging Bolt will come in. The Lando's asleep. Went for a Protect, it looks like. Or maybe it's just a speed interaction. I'm faster than Torn. That's actually good information to note. They went for Bleak Wind, which is not too surprising. They missed a Bolt, which is fine. I did a lot to Flutter, actually. Is that crit? No, it's not. I just want to Icy Wind. How many turns of Tailwind do they have? 2, right? I think this is fine. I think I could probably just Icy Wind and Volt Switch out to the Torn again. It depends on if the Lando wakes up. They reveal Protect. That's really bad, actually. That's bad. They didn't wake up though with Lando. Okay. I didn't think it would be Protect Torn on his team. So we saw Bleak Wind, Tailwind, and Protect. So it's probably Rain Dance as the last move. So I get the Icy Wind off into the Lando. Lando goes down. I think I'm still okay with no matter what happens because Zacian's going to come in. I'm pretty sure I just click always Icy Wind. And I don't think I Terra Fire Eruption. I'm pretty sure my game plan is just to always go for Terra Water with Raging Bolt and click Volt Switch into the Torn. All right. Zacian in. I have to go for Icy Wind. And I always go for a... Let me think. If they go for Play Rough... No, I get the speed drop on Zacian, so I always outspeed with Groudon. Yeah, no, this is fine. I think I always just go for a Volt Switch here. Because I can clean up with Earth Power in the end game. Yeah, no, exactly. I go for Icy Wind Volt Switch here. KO the Torn. If I get rid of the Torn, that means I don't have to deal with... I'm assuming last move has to be Rain Dance. Like, I feel like on this composition, you have to have Rain Dance. Because otherwise, the Koraidon match... I guess, like, you could technically be Koraidon in Sun teams in general without Rain Dance. But I feel like what makes this comp really good is just Rain Dance Tornadus. So Torn is going to retreat because they know that they need it, which is very fair. Urshifu? That's not Urshifu, that's Pow. Okay. Oh, this is spooky, actually. That's spooky. Wait, did they Terra or does... Yeah, they Terra'd. Zacian. Into what? Terra Dragon. This has to be Play Rough into my... Raging Bolt, right? I think it probably KOs because of the POW. I didn't think POW was in the back. I thought it was Ursh. But... yeah, this is going to be kind of spooky in endgame wise. I might have to hit another Sleep Powder. We bring out the Raging Bolt. Oh, they play with the Flutter. Okay. Wait, that's... I wish I Electro Whipped instead now. Because I didn't think it was POW. I get the Volt Switch off. This is... No, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, no, this is fine. Because I can go Jumpluff and I can go Groudon. Yeah, no, this is fine. So I'm going into Jumpluff first because I get an extra turn of Sun if I switch in Groudon this slot. Tailwind is petered out. I get to go Groudon. I get to click Eruption and I get to click Tailwind. My only concern is I might not outspeed the Zacian with Raging Bolt because my Raging Bolt is slow. Well, I'm going for an Eruption. I'm going for a Tailwind. I think they have to attack too. They can't risk Sleep Powder at all. I think they have to go for an attack. Please don't have Ice Shard on the Xianpao. If you have Ice Shard on the Xianpao, I'm going to cry. Because that would be the worst disaster to the Jumpluff. Sucker Punch is fine. Ice Shard, not bueno. So I'm going for Eruption because I need to be able to KO the Torn. Xianpao actually retreats. So this actually guarantees a really good position for me. I don't think I guarantee win, but I'm in a really good spot. So they probably expect to Precipice Blades. I don't know why you did that, because I can encore to Zacian now. Wait, no, they guarantee lose now because I can just encore to Zacian. Why did they switch into Torn? I guess they were thinking Precipice Blaze was coming out plus Tailwind, but the problem with the Torn play is the Torn... Well, I guess they wouldn't have been able to knock out the Pluff, but the thing is Tailwind's still active. I think you had to attack with the Zacian no matter what, because now you just get encore trapped. Like, I guess you could taunt a jump up, but I still get like damage and knockouts while you aren't able to have Tailwind because you have to taunt to prevent the switch. Unless you're switching out the Zacian for POW, I don't get that point either because you still lose Mons at that point. Maybe there's some specific pivoting lines I could see, I guess. I'd have to like really think about it, but I mean, this is just such a safe Eruption Encore that like I just don't see a downside to it. So I'm gonna Encore the Zacian into Protect. You protect POW, but like it doesn't matter. Like these Pokemon are just trapped in unless you're Quick Attack Zacian. Are you Quick Attack Zacian? You are not Quick Attack Zacian. You just guarantee lose now. And now I just spam Rage Powder and Eruption and I win the game. So Groudon will be able to at least win this game with the Eruption getting 3 knockouts here. Yeah, the damage isn't super impressive in the Zacian without the Terrifier, but it is only a base 100 special attack. We're going to go for Eruption Rage Powder. Is a Day Sucker Punch, discovers it. The battle's going to be forfeit. Yeah, I mean... super strange one, but I'll definitely take it. I felt like my pivoting was pretty good. Like I was able to get into a good position with Tailwind Jump Bluff. I think my start was just really solid, and I felt like my mid-game plan for getting the end-game Tailwind was a really good push. Entity, Hattering, Calx, Ice Rider, Ursaluna, Gallade, Urshifu. Okay, this is hard Trick Room. If I'm not mistaken, it's usually like Sash Entity and Choice Band Urshifu Water on these builds. Let's see what I want to go. Do they have a good switching for Groudon? I think Groudon kind of just like does a lot here. Yeah, I like Groudon a lot. Like Groudon plus Urshifu seems really good. Or Flutter. I could also bring Flutter. I'm not bringing Hattering. Or not Hattering. I'm not bringing Jump Bluff because the Hattering Sleep Powder is just like it makes it pointless with Magic Bounce. I think I just go with Ursh lead. Or I could go Flutter. You know what? I'll go Flutter lead. I think Flutter is better. And then in the back, I want Dark Urshifu, and I think I want Terra Water Raging Bolt. Did I Terra Water Raging Bolt? The thing is, if I don't have Raging Bolt there, Urshifu looks really scary. But also, like... I think I bring Raging Bolt because I think the Urshifu is too scary otherwise. Actually, I just realized there's no Torkoal on this build. There's no Torkoal on this build, which actually changes a lot here. Let's see what they decide to lead. I'm going to go for Trick Room, I think, with my slot. Entity Calyx is fine. Okay. So I don't have Imprison on the Flutter, but I do have Taunt and I have Trick Room. So this is kind of a mind game right here. I wonder if they think I'm special Groudon because they would be forced to Terra to Calyx. But I think I just Eruption and I go for a Trick Room. It'd be really bad if they... It's kind of weird because it's just like there's so many different lines that they could take. Do they Terra Calyx, follow me? Do they go for the Trick Room with Calyx? Do they go for a Trick Room with the Entity and Glacial Lands, which is fine by me. I'm definitely going to go for Eruption. And I think I go for... I don't think I KO Entity though. So I think my best play is just to taunt the Entity regardless. You know, I'm going to taunt the Entity. Because my logic is, I don't think Entity goes down to the Eruption. I don't. If it does, I'm going to be mad at myself because I could just taunt it. Actually, they're usually max Fizz Dev on this team, right? Unless they're Focus Sash. Unless this is Focus Sash. If this is Focus Sash, I'm in a good spot. If it's not Focus Sash, I'm in a bad spot. They do Terra to Calyx, which is not like too surprising. They could think I'm Imprisoned Trick Room on the Flutter main too, so... Oh no, they just lost. They just lost. They just lost. Wait, they just lost. They absolutely just lost. They Terra Grass to Entity. I don't know why you Terra Grass to Entity. I guess they were like, oh, it's Precipice Blades coming out. No, this is Terra Fire, Choice Specs Eruption to Sun. It was Focus Sash Entity. Okay, so I don't think it was too bad. I thought they were going to Terra to Calyx. This worked out amazing for me. Because now, no Trick Room. I have Terra Fire Eruption that's threatening damage. Yeah, they just can't win. Unless I'm missing something here, but I'm pretty sure they can't win. They go Urshifu, but like, do I care? Urshifu's out. Are you max speed Urshifu? You can't even go for a follow me with the NDT. I don't know. I still think the Terra Grass is very questionable because I'm trying to figure out like, why'd you Terra Grass Entity on that slot? Because like, sure you resist Precipice Blades. You had a Focus Sash. What was Flutter doing? What was Flutter doing in that position that made you Terra Grass? I don't know. Calyx, Shadow Rider, Iron Hands, the Ogerpon, Heartflame, Urshifu, Incineroar, and Whimsicott. Okay. Shadow Rider is always scary, but as long as I play around it correctly, it should be fine. I want to lead... Do I want to lead Flutter here? Flutter plus Calyx is not a terrible lead. They lead Whimsicott plus... I'm trying to think about this. Do I need Raging Bolt? It's good. It's not necessary. I like Groudon. I like Jumpluff. They had to respect this lead a lot. So I feel like Whimsicott Calyx makes a lot of sense as a lead. Is there a lead that kind of makes sure that I'm not super screwed here? It's probably like Jumpluff plus either Urshifu or Flutter Mane. I feel like the Trick Room route is just really tough to get through with this team. I think I'd rather just try to Tailwind offense this. So I think I'm just going to lead Jumpluff with Stark Urshifu. And then in the back, I'm going to lead the Groudon, and it's either Raging Bolt or Flutter. I think I'm going to try the... I think I'm going to do Raging Bolt because Thunderclap Revenge KOing the Calyx seems really good. Also, just having another backup answer to Urshifu. Yeah, I guess Urshifu isn't that big of a problem because I do have a Flutter Mane that's threatening it with Speed Booster, and I do have the Sun Up, but I think just being able to do as much damage as possible is really nice. Ooh, okay, interesting lead. This actually works out huge in my favor. I do not mind this lead actually at all. Can I just Sleep Powder to Urshifu in close combat? I think I can. Because their plays are what? Ivy Cudgel, Surging Strikes, Follow Me, Close Combat. Yeah, no, these are fine plays. I'm just going to go for Close Combat plus Sleep Powder. Because, yeah, they're not going to follow me. They're going to go for the Tailwind, which is, or go for the Ivy Cudgel, which is really good for me because I get good damage in Urshifu to put in range of the Eruption. So, Urshifu fast asleep. I guess it could have been Scarf, but I just didn't think it'd be Scarf. Also, that Ogerpon's really slow. I get good damage into Urshifu. And Ivy Cudgel should be coming out into Jumpluff. But I do have Focus Sash, so I'm not really too concerned. Yep. I guess if I don't get Tailwind up, it's really annoying, but we'll see. I'm going to go for Tailwind, and I'm going to... Sometimes you just gotta go for the close combats in life. And the Sleep Powder, Sleep Turns, and yep, nice. They went for the Aqua Jet, most likely, unless they protected, but I don't think you're protected in this situation. Should always be Aqua Jet. I could have went Raging Bolt, I guess, for the Jumpluff and tried to get Tailwind up later, but I think I just lose so much momentum at that point. It's just not worth it. I do get really good close combat damage into Urshifu. Let's see if this is a double up in the Jumpluff or if this is a Ivy Cudgel into the Urshifu, because I'm kind of fine with either. Assuming this KOs, I would really love that. Yeah, I'm actually okay with this. Because now I just get Groudon in and I get to click Eruption. So I'm just going to go into Groudon. I just click Eruption. And this should be Calyx? Yep. I don't think it should be Sash Calyx on this team, and I don't think Terra Water is very likely here. They have a strong potential play, I guess, going for the Terra of Ogerpon to survive a Groudon attack, but I don't think that should matter in the long term. I was debating about switching to Raging Bolt, but there's no reason not to just Sleep Powder, right? Sleep Powder to Calyx and go for the Terrify Eruption. Yeah. The Terrify Eruption should nuke the Calyx, I'd assume. Otherwise, like, my logic on Groudon just not being good is still valid. Very valid. But yeah, we're gonna go for Terrify Eruption because we need the firepower. There should be like I don't think Calyx can protect either. I think you have to like follow me and attack here. Or protect, I suppose. Is this double protect? The thing about protect is I can encore lock you now. There you go for double protect, which is fine. Okay. I just don't know how they're switching to Eruption now. Do I Sleep Powder or do I encore next turn? I guess I just... it doesn't change much, right? Because Ogerpon's just always clicking follow me here. I think that would be the case. Yeah, I just click Sleep Powder, I suppose, and I'm clicking Eruption. I think the only way this would be bad is if they have Incineroar and go Incineroar. But even if they go Incineroar, it's still a weird mind game. No, yeah, it would still be a weird mind game. Yeah, I don't know. I think if they have Incineroar, I think I do have a line prepped for it. So they do retreat to Calyx. What's coming in? Is it Whimsicott? It's Whimsicott. Okay. If their Focus Sash just actually changes a lot here. Ooh, they Terra Ogerpon. I should have encored to Ogerpon. Okay. Actually, that makes sense because, like, unless it was Terra Water Calyx, that was like the only Terra that kind of helped them in this situation. So that's actually super smart by them. Okay. Let's see how much damage we do with the Terrifier Ivy Eruption. Sleep Powder is going to fail. I should have... Yeah, that was a good play on their part. I definitely should have encored the Ogerpon. I wanted to cover Switch if it was Iron Hands or if the Incineroar wasn't Safety Goggles, but still good damage to the Whimsicott with a knockout. Beautiful. This should always be a KO into my Jumpluff, I imagine. Because if you leave Jumpluff alone, you just lose the game. No, they target the Groudon. Okay, no, I think I win now. I think I win. Calyx in, but that shouldn't matter too much. Okay, let me think. How many turns are there? 1 turn of Tailwind, 3 turns is Harsh Sunlight. I think I'm fine. I think I just swap out into Raging Bolt and I click Eruption. On this is either double protect or... This should be double protect, or I don't think you target aggressively here. I'm really kicking myself for not going for the encore play because I felt like Whimsicott was more likely in the back, but I want to cover the other options. But if I expect Whimsicott, I always should have encored the Ogerpon because the Terrifier was a play I considered before, but I didn't consider it that turn. Super smart on them though. Go for follow me. Okay, I get a powerful Eruption off. I think this might come down to Raging Bolt because Eruption... that didn't knock out Ogerpon. That's really bad. Oh, that was a crit that didn't KO Ogerpon. Okay. I think Raging Bolt should win this end game, if I'm not mistaken. The reason I switched in Jumpluff into Raging Bolt was because if they went for double protect, I could go for like a Thunderclap or Electroweb game plan in the end. Because they're forced to Astral Barrage and they're forced to either Ivy Cudgel or they go for Follow Me if they expect like a Life Orb Raging Bolt. The reason I save Jumpluff is so I can go for the Electroweb now and the Tailwind and get that speed advantage. There's 2 turns of Sun left, so I should be fine. I should live 1 Astral Barrage. I'm going to go for Electroweb always, and I'm going to go for Tailwind. Does Ogerpon Spiky Shield, which is like one of the ways that they can win? No, they follow me. Perfect. Okay. So as long as Raging Bolt survives the next attack, I think I guarantee win here. Because I get the Tailwind. Well, I don't guarantee win because I need the Electrowebs. Okay, I hit the Electrowebs. We should be in a good spot. All right, Calyx takes a speed drop. The Ogerpon goes down. And now they Astral Barrage again. I should be able to survive with Raging Bolt, even at +1 based on the damage previously. And then I just Draco Meteor in the end game. And because I got Tailwind up the previous, and because I say Jump Up for the Tailwind and the Electro Web speed drop on the Calyx, the Raging Bolt outspeeds the Shadow Rider now. I go for a... I go for a Volt Switch. Oh no, I think I always Draco. I think I Draco to be safe, because I don't think... Because Volt Switch looks really close. The spread Electro Web didn't do that much damage. I feel like I should always Draco. Especially if Sun fades, I definitely have to go for Draco Meteor now, because that attack on the Electro Web was based off Photosynthesis. Yeah, I always go for Draco now. Terra, so I don't have to worry about Terra Fire or Terra Fairy. I missed a Draco. It's the game we play sometimes, but I'm pretty happy about how I play. Well, after the mess up, I'm happy about how I played, because I think I gave myself the bets on us to win. Unfortunately, sometimes Pokemon just punishes you that way. But I am very happy with how I played the end game. I'm very upset at myself for falling for the Terra Fire. I should have encored, but that is something I should have covered for. Calyx Ice Rider, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Chi-Yu, Landorus Incarnate, and Iron Valiant. Okay. They don't have Protect, so this could be a very fun time or a very tricky time. We'll find out. Fluttermane is not really fast on this team. So it's not faster than the Iron Valiant, which kind of stinks, because I would love to taunt here. I think I just lead Jumpluff plus Groudon. Yeah, I just don't really see a counterplay to Jumpluff plus Groudon. In the back, I would want Landorus. Do I want Landorus? I think I would want Landorus, or not Landorus. Fluttermane plus Urshifu. That's good against the Landorus. Raging Bolt's not bad here. I actually don't know if it's going to be Water or Dark Urshifu. I'd imagine Water, but it might not be. Items are going to be important. I assume, like, I can't tell if the Chi would be Scarf on this team or it would be the Landorus. Terra wise, I'm not too sure either, because I can't tell what the Calyx Ice Rider will be. I think the most threatening lead is like the Iron Valiant and then playing guessing games, but I could always stretch in Sleep Powder and Eruption, because like the Valiant can't really do much here that stops me from clicking Sleep Powder into their team. So the mindset of a Sun player, just click Sleep Powder just to just to annoy the heck out of them, because they don't have the best counter response. If it's Terra Grass, they get blown up by the Eruption. So let's see. What are you leading here? Gonna be the lead of the Calyx Ice Rider and Iron Valiant. That's not too surprising to me. I'm just gonna go for Terra Fire, Eruption, and Sleep Powder. The only way they get me, I guess, is they have to click Raw Wide Guard plus Terra Grass here with the Calyx. I could go for the Overheat if I really, really want to. Do I really, really want to? I don't think I do. Because one, I don't even think that this is Terra Grass Cali Ice. I really don't. Because I don't think their Amoonguss matchup is that bad. But who knows? We're going to Sleep Powder. We're going to go for the Terra Fire Eruption. If they click Wide Guard plus Terra Grass, they got me. They got me. They got me. I can't really say much. But I do think that A, there's a lot of Iron Valence that have been bluffing Wide Guard, so this might not even carry the Wide Guard option. And B, they have to have Terra Grass or some safety goggles nonsense that you'd never run safety goggles on Cali Ice ever. Let's see. Terra Fire. Yep, I didn't think so. Also, they didn't Terra at all, so I do think that they're just in a terrible position right now. They went for coaching. They went for coaching. I do not think that was ever your play there. Like, if you Terra, that makes sense. But goodbye. Why did they let me do that? I don't know why they let me do that. I can understand if you don't have Wide Guard, but like, I guess if you're Terra Grass and you don't have Wide Guard, there's just no out for you, I guess. There's no out for you, I guess. It's I don't know. If you led that, I don't know. Landis is going to come out. Raging Bolt going to come in. I guess I'm threatened by a Thunderclap now, I suppose. I'm just going to Eruption anyway. Actually, do I have to? I don't even have to, right? Now I'm just going to Sleep Powder the Raging Bolt, and I'm just going to go out into Flutter Mane. Because I'm not risking them click Sandsear, Thunderclap here. So bring out the Flutter Mane, have the Photosynthesis activate. We're going to see a Terra, so they're going to still try it out. They Terra the Raging Bolt into Terra Electric. They're going for the Thunderclap. They like that. They're literally just hoping that they get the Thunderclap off, but I'm Sleep Powdering here always. Yep. I understand it, and I get the Sleep Powder off into the Raging Bolt, and then I just gotta set up a board position for Icy Wind, and then I should win. I mean, there's maybe stuff that Raging Bolt could do. They go for Sludge Bomb and a Jump Bluff. They can't poison my Jump Bluff. I just spam Sleep Powder and Icy Wind. They can protect to stall out a turn. That's fine. There is a world where this Raging Bolt does beat me though, because they do like, if this is Life Orb Raging Bolt, I actually might still be in a dangerous position. So maybe I should definitely fear it more than I am respecting it too. I think I should always preserve Jump Bluff. But I am expecting Landers. Well, if Landers protects, then I Encore it, right? I guess that's not too bad. I just Icy Wind here. Then I think I swap out my... Yeah, I think I go Urshifu 40. Yeah, and if I hit Sleep Powder again, like, it's looking really bad. If I miss Icy Wind on the Lando, maybe they have a chance. They're guaranteed to take a sleep turn with Raging Bolt. But no, I get the one Icy Wind off I needed into Lando just as a backup measurement. So now I always just save Jump Bluff. It might be Life Orb Raging Bolt. The Thunderclap might actually revenge KO my entire team. It might actually revenge KO my entire team, because that Icy Wind actually did a good amount. I'm switching out Jump Bluff to go out into Urshifu, and I'm just clicking Moonblast into the Lando. They're actually going to forfeit the game now. I'm actually surprised, but I guess it was like a really dire position. I definitely think I could mess up though. Like, I'm pretty sure I could mess up. If I sack my Jump Bluff and can't Rage Powder, if they get the Thunderclaps right and it does enough damage, I could lose. I guess if they're not Life Orb, then I don't think they have a chance. If they have Life Orb or Magnet, I think it's possible, but I do think as long as I save Rage Powder support, I think I do guarantee to win there, so we take it. All right, we have the number 2 ranked player, and we have Eternatus, Urshifu, Whimsicott, Incineroar, Scizor, and Roaring Moon. What am I supposed to expect here? We'll find out. I like Groudon in this a lot, though. They don't have the best answers to Groudon, unironically. Unironically, they do have a lot of trouble against Groudon. So I think this might be a Jump Bluff Groudon angle. I do kind of like it. I think I'm going to do Jump Bluff Groudon, and then in the back, I like Flutter Mane. I like Dark Urshifu. I don't really like Dark Urshifu. I think it's probably Ogerpon. I want Redirection again, because I think like the main idea is trying to sweep with the Groudon. So, you know, let's try it out. I'm going to try to bring a more riskier offensive mode. Normally, I think I would probably bring the Raging Bolt, but Eternatus is a bit weird, mainly because Dynamax Cannon would do a ton of damage. I don't think we're going to see the Scizor here, unfortunately, but let's see what they have here. And I think if we lose, we probably give them rank 1. So let's see if we can prevent that. But let's see, or at least give them a challenge. We're going to see Incineroar and Eternatus. Okay, Scary Lead versus Groudon and Jump Bluff. I don't think Groudon can go down to any attack, which is nice. I would probably just go for a Earth Power and Incineroar, because I would like the damage in Incineroar. And I think I swap out the Jump Bluff to go out in a Flutter Mane, because because I think I'd rather have Jumpluff later around for Tailwind, because I don't think I want to lose it to fake out Sludge Bomb. But we'll see. They could fake out the Groudon and just go for a Sludge Bomb, which is fine, because then I get an Icy Wind, Earth Power, which is really good. So bring out the Flutter Mane, get that speed booster. Like, I think having Jumpluff Tailwind is like really nice to match the Whimsicott Tailwind. They did fake out the Jumpluff too, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Sludge Bomb double up. Oh, Flamethrower. That's even better. Nice. It's Life Orb Eternatus, which is not too surprising. We are able to get the Earth Power off into Incineroar. Kind of surprising that they just stayed in with the Eternatus, but that's fine. Because they risk a lot against the Groudon, but I'll take it. I guess I just go for an Earth Power into the Incineroar slot. I kind of want a Trick Room. Because Icy Wind, Earth Power can be super obvious in the Eternatus. I don't know if they want to go for that. I'm going for Trick Room. You know what? Oh, I'm going for Trick Room. Yep, they protect here. Beautiful. So I am able to get the Earth Power and Incineroar because they're trying to sack it and get the free switch to Whimsicott, I imagine. Earth Power going to come out into the Incineroar. Does pick up that knockout. Excellent. And we get the Trick 'em up with Flutter Mane. Beautiful. Nice. Nice. All right, let's see how this is going to play out the rest. I think they're going to Terra Eternatus. We're going to find out it's Terra type. Roaring Moon coming in, which is very curious here. Okay. I think I always just switch out the Groudon and go out into... Do I go Jumpluff? Yeah, I definitely go Jumpluff here. And I just Moonblast the Roaring Moon. It should always be a Terra, I think, from Eternatus. You kind of need the damage on Groudon, right? Because Groudon is just running so much damage against them. So the fact that they were offensive, we did play the turn one very offensively. Like, we could have lost to Groudon there, but I was expecting them to know the team. So I was expecting them to fake out double up to Jumpluff because it might be a bit too obvious that the Groudon might be a threat, but the Jumpluff probably just stay in. They don't want to be affected by Sleep Powder or Tailwind from my side. So I had a feeling, and it did pay off. So we get to bring out our Jumpluff. Let's see what they decide here. No, it turns to switches. Okay, interesting. Into Whimsicott. Okay, no, I feel really good about this position. Oh, they didn't Terra with the Roaring Moon, so they just go down to Moonblast. Okay. I think I win with Ogerpon next to the... I want to say I win with Ogerpon next to my Groudon at this point. Okay. So this is a turn just coming in. They're just going to Moonblast and the Jumpluff and go for like any attack in a Flutter Mane most likely. So I'm just going to go out into my Ogerpon so I conserve Tailwind numbers. I am a little bit worried about the sun wearing off, but that's all right. I just go for a Icy Wind, I suppose. I'm just going for Icy Wind to break a Sash on Whimsicott, and lowering the speed on our turn just could matter in an endgame scenario. Terra-wise, I'm trying to figure out who I Terra. That's a good question. It might be Ogerpon, but we'll see. Whimsicott protects. Is this double protect? No way. He actually did double protect, which I'm a bit surprised about. This works out still in my favor because I get to... do I Ivy Cudgel here? Protect Whimsicott makes me feel like it's Sash, and if it's Sash, I do need the chip. You know what? No, I Ivy Cudgel and Icy Wind because they shouldn't be able to knock out Flutter Mane, I think, with Moonblast at this range. Yeah, so I go for Icy Wind plus the Ivy Cudgel. They go for the double protect, they fail, so that should secure the win because I get the Ivy Cudgel off into Whimsicott. Oh, it's not Focus Sash. Okay, no, it was fine regardless. Okay. And then Eternatus is going to go for an attack here. Sludge Bomb into Ogerpon, which will be able to pick up the knockout, but I did go for Icy Wind in Eternatus, so now I can get the Icy Wind off, and I set up for a really good end game with my Groudon. Nice. Really good damage to Eternatus. We're now faster with the Groudon, and that does secure the game here. Sun fades, but it's fine. We have Booster Energy once again. Although I think this is the last turn of Trick Room coming up, so I think I would have preferred not having that Booster Energy, but it's still all right. We just go on a Jumpluff. I guess if they have Sludge Wave, they have Sludge Wave, and we have to guess the Terra type on the Eternatus, but I'm pretty sure Terra Fire Eruption is just KOing the Eternatus from here. We're going to go for a Rage Powder, and we're going to go for a Moonblast. Because again, unless your Sludge Wave should be fine. I mean, you could be Sludge Wave, I suppose, but battle going to be forfeit. Beautiful. Nice. Nice. Got really good aggressive turn 1 and got it right. That's just how it goes sometimes. And I had a feeling they probably had some knowledge about the team, wanted to get rid of the Jump Bluff. Maybe was a bit scared to Groudon. I don't know about the Dynamax Cannon Calc. Groudon. I guess I haven't used no bulk Groudon in a while. I feel like I might be able to survive, but I was willing to risk it, and the risk just paid off. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, I was able to have a very nice start, getting rid of the Mouse Hold and getting that Tailwind up. So even without the Sun, Groudon with the Terrifier Eruption was still doing a ton of damage and able to just blow through my opponent's team with the help of the Jump Bluff. In game 2, definitely not the lead I would have anticipated, and it definitely got a bit ugly at the start, but was able to set up a very nice position for getting up a great support for my Dark Urshifu to wicked blow through the team. In game 3, Rain Dance Torn with Landorus Incarnate is definitely very difficult. However, was able to get a great start, preventing the Landorus from doing much with the Sleep Powder from the Jump Bluff, and then was able to do quite a bit of damage to my opponent's team. I think the end game was a bit strange, however, was put in a fantastic spot where Eruption Groudon was able to clean up next to the Jump Bluff. In game 4, yeah, my opponent just didn't know what it was. Special Groudon was able to blow through the Calyx Ice Rider. Surprised that there was no Terra from the Calyx. Don't know why the Indeedee decided, hey, I'm going to go for the Terra. I guess they really just... I mean, I don't even know. There was no Sleep Powder threat. I have no clue why the Indeedee Terra. In game 5, I had a pretty good start to the game, especially with a bit of Sleep Powder luck. However, didn't exactly call the turn right, where they did go for the Terrifier with the Ogerpon. They went for a turn later, and I didn't cover it because even though I was expecting Whimsicott in the back, I wanted to cover for any other potential switches, but I should have went for the Encore or maybe a Sleep Powder into the Ogerpon. So that was unfortunate by me. I still think I had a really good chance of winning, assuming I was able to land attacks with the Raging Bolt, but unfortunately Raging Bolt did miss the final move into the Calyx, which was able to KO mine in response. In game 6, I think I just called like a lot of bluffs potentially. Really surprised that there was no Terror or Wide Guard option from my opponent. Was just able to blow through the Calyx Ice Rider without any issues, and then just was in a really good spot to set up for the Icy Wind as long as I got speed control next to my partner. The Terra Electric Raging Bolt could have been scary, but once I landed the Sleep Powder and got the Landorus damaged as well as that speed drop, it was pretty much a wrap. In game 7, this was a very hard call out. I assumed they knew the team, so I did decide, hey, I'm gonna risk reading this and leave my Groudon vulnerable, and it paid off immensely as I was able to do a ton of damage right from the start of the game and was able to keep my Jump Bluff around, set up the Trick Room, and then it was just really hard for them to maneuver. So what do I think about the Groudon team? Overall, I thought it was pretty cute. The Eruption with the Choice Specs Terrifier can definitely catch opponents off guard if they don't know the tech. We did see that quite a bit in the episode, and yeah, like, it's really unforgiving because a really strong spread type move that's able to do a lot of damage with the multiplier from the weather. It's not as strong as Kyogre's Water Spout, but it will catch opponents off guard, and usually opponents are expecting that Precipice Blades, so that Eruption might be a very big surprise to them and able to do quite a ton of damage. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. If you would like to try out the team, the rental code is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.